You're about to have a major breakthrough because it is all so much easier than you've been making it out to be. I promise you that your experience lately in what you're creating, in what you're trying to manifest, in what you want to experience has been made more complex, more difficult, more of a struggle than it needs to be, simply for the fact of where you are creating it from, how you are creating it with the tools of your consciousness, which are your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, and yes, your actions, but inspired actions. You see, when you start from clarity and from that clear consciousness, there is inspiration. From that inspiration is action, which is in alignment with the path of least resistance. And when you act on that inspiration and you take it as far as is reasonable to take it right now, and you have a positive outlook as you act, then everything that you meet along the way is not as significant, it's not as heavy, it's not as meaningful. It's simply just a signpost. It's just a symbol reflecting to you how to adjust. It's inviting in more receptivity. It's inviting in more synchronicity, more intuition. It's all serving you. It's all for you. It's all for the betterment of your life and for everyone involved. But you see, where it starts to become a little bit twisted or distorted or misunderstood is when we take it personally, right? And we mix up our limiting beliefs and our ideas of lack and our troubled past and our seeming less than ideal circumstance with what it is that we're creating. You see, nothing in the world, nothing in your externalized life is of any meaning or significance to what it is that you're doing. It's not a cue of how you're doing. It's not a sign as to how worthy you are or how well you're doing within this pursuit. It is a reflection of your past. And you see, that is why it's a gift, because it will show you what you've been being, what you've been thinking, what you've been believing. And when you honestly look at your circumstance and you see your past consciousness, you have the opportunity to evaluate, to investigate, to reconcile, to upgrade your consciousness to be more in alignment with the way you want to experience whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're creating, whatever it is that you want to manifest. Because it can be as easy as you say it is. And the question that I love to ask myself before I do anything is, what if it were easy? What if it were simple? What would be the path of least resistance if the number one priority here was fun, ease, joy, connection, playfulness, lightheartedness? What would it look like if it was absolutely in alignment and I didn't have to compromise at all? I didn't have to struggle. I didn't even have to work hard. I didn't have to earn it. I didn't have to deserve it. What if it was just effortless? What if it was just fun? What if it was the most playful, joyous thing that you could do right now? And that simple intention and that positive reframing each and every moment is literally activating the path of least resistance. It's unlocking the law of least effort, which is inherent to your consciousness, to your true self. And you see, we only overlook this fact of your beingness, the nature of yourself, which is effortless, which is free, which is creative, which is inspired. We only overlook this because we've given significance to something that seems to have influenced us in the past, something that has happened, something that we've taken on, a belief that is limiting, right? Feelings that are unresolved. And when we actually face these things and see them in the world as their externalized symbols of what's been unresolved, uninvestigated, unexplored, unelevated within us, right? It's all contraction, it's all tension, it's all limitation, which is taking our experience and containing it to something far less than it can be, than it's meant to be. And you see, that is where our internal dialogue, our language, the words that we use, how we describe ourselves and our experience is literally creating our reality. And so when you say, I want to do this, but it's really hard, why are you saying that? Are you aware that you're saying it, first of all? And then why are you saying it? Because the thing is, nothing is absolutely what you say it is, right? As a relative experience, that's what you create it to be. That's what you're choosing for it to be. But there are other people that have done something very similar to that, experienced something very similar to that, which have had a completely different perspective on it. So it's not absolutely true that it is what you say it is, but it is your experience. Now, why is it your experience? If you investigate the beliefs, the thoughts, the feelings, your perceptions, your self-concept, which must be giving rise to that experience, now you have become the creator. Now you have the possibility of creating your reality from the inside out, rather than having to overcome the obstacles that you're placing in your world, and then through effort, through overcompensation, through struggle, through hard work, having to overcome them and succeed in spite of the way the world is. But the way the world is only what you say it is. It is only your perception. So if you investigate and rearrange your perceptions, elevate your perceptions, choose consciously to speak into existence the kind of experience that you want to have, the results that you would love to have, the way to those results that would be joyous and playful and light and fun. What if it were as simple as you prioritizing above all else in all of these efforts the conscious reframing and intention setting of it being easy? And then every time you bump up against something difficult or challenging or frustrating or confusing or anything that's a bit heavy or negative, what if you paused everything that you're doing, really earnestly, honestly investigated that experience to uncover where you are distorting it to be less than it could be, where you are limiting it to be in line with a concept of yourself from the past, which is no longer who you want to create yourself to be, no longer the way that you want to experience reality to be. Because again, if you're prioritizing this being easy, this being fun, now, purely based on your intention, you will project that energy into your reality and therefore be reflected by ease, by fun, by simplicity. But if you're not taking the time to investigate each and every moment that you are struggling, that you are resisting, that you are fumbling or irritated or frustrated by what's not working or why it's not working fast enough or why they have it but I don't, if you don't take the time to inquire and evaluate and recalibrate your own mind, your own consciousness, then life will always be reflecting back to you where there is more room for freedom, ease, joy, and it will present that opportunity to you as struggle. It will present it to you in a way that you will have all the reason to use it as evidence against yourself to say, well, you see, it's just not for me. You know, for them, it's easy, but for me, no. Or I've wanted to do this for a long time, but you know, I just don't have time. It just doesn't come easy to me. You really, really want to do yourself a service and investigate why you believe that. And don't give yourself the easy out of saying, well, that's just the way that I've experienced it. Life is a mirror, my friend. It is mirroring your consciousness. You must start at the source. Even to understand your past, to understand your present, to understand the future that you desire, that you are not seemingly creating for yourself, you must understand your consciousness. Look at your state of being. Investigate your mind. Uproot your beliefs. Up-level your perceptions. Make it your life purpose to look honestly and earnestly at every given moment and see where there's room for improvement in the way that you're perceiving it, in the way that you're creating it. And through your consciousness alone, you will give yourself the availability for things that are beyond your imagination. You will attract to you things that are unfathomable. You will make life so fun and joyful and easy that you will wonder how you were so willing to overlook this in the past and just struggle through it. Because that may be the way that the world wants you to believe, and the way that the media presents it, and the way that others are saying it must be, right? Like nothing good comes easily, or it's just too good to be true. Or if you don't work hard, then you can't have what you want. All beliefs, all perceptions, all ideas, and yes, you can take them on if you like, of course you can. You create your reality. But if you check in with yourself and say, what do I truly desire? Do I desire to work hard for what I want? Or do I desire to experience what I want? And how would I like to experience that? And if I am the creator of my reality and I wish to do that consciously, deliberately, intentionally, then how am I going to do that? Rather than struggling through, forcing my way through, what if I took that energy, which is being wasted and leaked into other people's ideas and opinions and concepts of how it works, and you invest that energy into a conscious creation of reality, into what you truly want it to be, into all that you wish for it to become? That is the power that you have as the creator of your reality, using the infinitely intelligent tools of your consciousness, which are thought, feeling, belief, and inspired action. And when you take inspired action and you follow it through and you look at your circumstance with positivity and you drop the expectation and the insistence that you think you know where it needs to go, how it needs to look, when it needs to come, and how, then you have a posture of abundance, of surrender, of receptivity, and then life serves you.